is Marsha Haynes, and I'm a senior at Capital High.
And my name is Bobby Mitchell, and I'm a sophomore at Capital High.
Thank you for watching the End of Den Show on Lions TV.
We're the only high school in the city that produces their own TV show.
And today we have a great show for you that's full of many special guests.
So sit back and enjoy. We'll be right back after this break.
Enough. One change I want to see is less hurt and more harmony. Fewer young lives caught in the snare. No jail for gun charges is so unfair. Gun laws should shift and mend. 21 needs to be the age to lend. Let the murder rate descend and a peaceful future to extend. No guns by train throughout town. Accessibility brought down. Less danger all around. A safer space to be found. I am tired of gun violence. Bullets don't have a name. Innocent lives are always consumed by a flame. A gun misused brings endless shame. The murder rate is a haunting game. Too many kids bear the blame. Young people deserve to feel safe. Some walk in danger day by day. Kids need a hope, a brighter way. Education's light should light their way. Not a fear of death, but time to play. Why live in fear another day?
What's up, Jacob?
Now, what's up with you?
Trying to cut class need dessert?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, come on. Yeah, what's up, y'all trying to hit this vape with us?
Gotta make your body feel good.
No, I'm not putting that trash inside my body.
I'm not either. Did you know vape can cause lung damage and increase your chance of a heart attack?
Yeah, that's right, and it also causes organ damage and addiction.
I didn't know that.
I ain't know it either. Thank you for telling us.
Stop the vaping.
Welcome back to the show. My name is Marsha Haynes, and today we're here with our special guest, Lamont Cole. He's the superintendent of the East Baton Rouge Parish School System. Thank you so much, Mr. Cole, for joining us today.
Hey, listen, thank you for having me. It's an honor, a pleasure, a responsibility to be here with the Capital Lions. Excited.
So tell us, where are you from?
Listen, I was born in New York City. I lived in New York City, Brooklyn, New York, until I was 7 years old. And then we moved to Baton Rouge in September of 1980 when I was 7. So I came to Baton Rouge, and then I started school at Fairfield Elementary. And I've been here ever since. So I have been in Baton Rouge for 44 years now, 45 years now. So I grew up here, went to elementary school here, Fairfield Park Elementary. I went to Audubon and La Belle Elementary as well because we moved around a lot. And then I went to Capital Junior High School. And then when I was in 8th grade, it turned to Capital Middle School. And then I went to Tara High School. I graduated from Tara.
What morals and values did your parents instill in you?
I think one of the best values my mother instilled in me was to be appreciative for everything you have. Even if you think you don't have a lot, you have more than what a whole lot of people have, because there's so many people who live in this world that don't have anything. And so I've always been very, very thankful for whatever we had. Even when growing up in a single parent household, I didn't feel like we had much. I was always thankful for the small things, the little things we did have. In addition to that, she always taught us about respect, respect for self. And then if you had a profound respect for yourself, you would inherently have respect for other people. And then last but certainly not least, she always taught us to be helpful, try as best we could to help other people. And so those values, those morals that she instilled in us at a very early age, my brother and sister and I, helped me to be respectful. It helped me to be very appreciative and thankful for everything that I have been blessed to have in life. And then it also helped me to be a helpful individual, try to help people whenever I can.
Tell us some of your best high school memories.
My best high school memories were playing basketball. I played basketball in high school, 9th through 12th grade, hanging out with those friends. I think the group of friends I established in high school, I'm still friends with them today. I'm on a group message with them right now. So it's 11 of us that played on the basketball team, and so we talk to each other every day. hanging out with them, standing on the wall, going to Mardi Gras, going to the school dances. Those are some of my best memories. The road trips when we would travel to play basketball, those are some of my best memories from high school. Being in class, having a good time, laughing and joking while learning are some of the best memories I had from high school. So, high school was a phenomenal experience for me because, I knew everyone. I don't necessarily know that I was super popular, but I felt like I knew a lot of the kids in school, so I was very comfortable at school, and I always felt safe at school. And so I had a lot of good teachers. I liked my teachers. Like I said, I had a lot of good friends. Crazy thing, I didn't have a girlfriend in high school. Nobody liked me, but that's okay. I still had a good time in school.
Who were some of the teachers that made an impact on you?
Michael Banks was an algebra teacher in school who had a profound impact on my life. Faith Phillips was my English teacher in high school, profound impact on my life. Larry Grantham taught civics, was also my basketball coach. He had an impact on my life. Miss Wilson taught English too. She had a profound impact on my life. Believe it or not, Mr. Kate, when I was a junior in high school, I took chemistry. And I was very concerned about graduating, and he pulled me to the side and said to me, "You're going to be fine in chemistry. You're doing better than most of the students." So, I had a lot of good teachers along the way. Lewis Bond, when I was in middle school, was a great teacher. Alex Haysbert was a phenomenal teacher when I was in middle school. So I had a lot of really good teachers. And fortunately for me, at an early age, I saw a lot of black male teachers at an early age. So those teachers really had a profound impact on me. When I was in ninth grade, in eighth grade, I had a teacher at Capital Middle by the name of Robert Brown who taught us eighth grade math. And when I was in ninth grade, I was in Algebra 1, and I didn't think I was going to be prepared, just simply because I had gone to an all-black school, and I'm just being honest here. And when I got in that class, I knew more than all of the students in the class because Robert Brown had prepared us well for high school and for algebra. And so it was at that moment I really understood the definition of black excellence, and I understood what it means to be an excellent individual no matter what. And so the education I received at Capital Middle School prepared me for high school, and the education I received in high school prepared me for the world. So I felt like I got a really good education. I had a really good experience because I had teachers who cared and who engaged with us in a way that made us feel comfortable.
Tell us some of your best memories of college.
So I played basketball in college as well. People might not believe that because I'm about 200 pounds over the size I was when I played basketball. But again, traveling. When you leave home at 17 years old and you live in a house with your parents, and I lived in a house with my mom, and she woke us up in the morning and we went to school and we had a certain level of supervision, and then you leave and go to college because I went down the road to Nicholls State. You're pretty independent. So I was, I had to get up on my own. I had to pretty much manage and govern myself. And so just going to college and learning how to survive by myself, learning how to engage with people, interact with students, learning how to meet people from other cities and other places and other countries, and how to engage and interact with them and how to make my own decisions, because I didn't have my mom there to say you got to be in the house at this time or you got to go to bed at this time. I had to kind of figure out those things myself. So those were some of the experiences I believe shaped me to be the type of individual I am today. You get the foundation from home, right? Your parents teach you. My mom taught us various different aspects of how to be helpful, appreciative, thankful, and supportive of individuals, respectful of ourselves so we can respect others. And then you take that into an environment in college, so I did that. I was respectful. I respected others, so I had a lot of respect in school. People didn't bother me because I didn't bother anyone. People didn't tease me because I didn't tease people. Although I like to have fun, I like to laugh and have a good time, I never was the type to be a bully or to try to mess over people. And so as a result of that, people didn't do that to me. And then, I was on the basketball team in college. Let me just say this. I didn't play very much now. I was on the team. I didn't play. I sat on the bench most games now. But I was on the team, so I enjoyed the experiences of traveling and doing those things.
Why did you decide to get into politics?
It was never my intent to be a politician. In 2016, 2016, there was a state representative by the name of Alfred Williams, who had just gotten elected to serve as a state representative. He went in to have a minor surgery, and they found a blood clot, and he ended up passing away during the surgery. So when he passed away, there was a councilwoman at the time by the name of C. Denise Marcel, and she ran for his seat. And when she ran for his seat and won, her seat was vacant. And this is crazy, and this is all how this happened. She had tried to appoint someone else to be the council person, and the city council didn't want that individual that she tried to appoint. And so there was this huge conversation on social media about who should be the next council person to represent this area. And a young lady by the name of Savitri Wilson, she wrote a comment on social media and said, I think Lamont Cole should be the next council person. And everybody started saying, does he live in the district? And she said, yeah, he lives right in the district. And so Denise called me and she asked me what I consider being a council person. I told her, no, I didn't want to do that, because at the time I was a principal, life was grand, I was having a great time. So I told her, no, I didn't want to do it. And so she called me a few more times and asked me to do it because she said she had gotten a lot of support, or I was getting a lot of support from people in the community. And I said, I don't know if I want to do that. And then there's this gentleman who lives in town, a businessman who was the first black man elected to serve as an elected official. His name is Joe Delpit. And I bumped into him one day at Chicken Shack. And he said to me, he owns Chicken Shack. And I bumped into him and he said, listen, you need to go ahead and do it for a year. And if you don't like it, you don't have to run for office. But if you like it, you can run for office. And he said to me, don't be 78 years old looking back over your life saying, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Be 78 years old looking back over your life saying, I did this and I enjoyed it, or I stopped doing it because I didn't like it. And so I took his advice and I became, I was appointed to the city council in January of 2016. But then in the summer of 2016, July 6th, because I wasn't going to run for office, on July 5th of 2016, Alton Sterling was killed right down the street, at the store down the street. And so that's in the area that I represented. So there were a lot of protests. I was right in the middle of the protests. There were a lot of demonstrations. I participated in many of the demonstrations in an effort to try to keep everyone safe. We fought at the city council to try and acknowledge and reward the family for what had taken place, for the killing and the shooting of Alton Sterling. And so at that time, you know, and I did a lot of national interviews around what was going on in Baton Rouge at that time. And people started saying, you need to run for office. And so in 2016, I ran for office. I won by 70% of the vote, which means that 70% of the people in this community who live in this district, in this area right here, said, we want him to represent us. And so I won, and so I did that for 9 years. And then in 2020, I ran for office again and won by 72% of the vote. And then the council saw fit to elect me to serve as the first African American to be mayor pro tem. And so I had a great time, a great experience. But that is how I got into politics. But while I was there, I felt like we were able to accomplish a lot, a whole lot. And I'm very proud of the work we did on the city council.
How did you get into education?
When I was 24 years old, I was about to graduate from LSU in 1997. I was about to graduate. And I graduated and I was on my way to grad school. And my mother, I worked at Federal Express at night. And during the daytime, I would just be sitting at home doing absolutely nothing. And my mom said, you're wasting time. You need to go and substitute teach while you're at home. And a woman by the name of Pam Mackey called me at home and said, hey, why don't you come sub? My first substitute position was at a Struma Middle Magnet. I subbed there, and then they made me a permanent teacher for the remainder of the year. I did that, and then I decided I wanted to do this for good. Like, this is the profession I wanted to pursue. And so I said to myself, if I'm going to work in the field of education, I want to go back to the school where I was taught. So I went to Capitol Middle, walked in fresh off the street one day, met the principal at the time. Her name was Jane Gillette. Told her I wanted to teach, and she said, I do have a position in 6th grade reading. And that began my full-time teaching career 29 years ago.
What is it like being a superintendent of EBR schools?
It is the most challenging thing I've ever done in my life, but it is also the most fun and rewarding to be able to grow up in the city where you attended all of the public schools and got an education, and then have the opportunity to come back and serve as superintendent is like unlike anything I've ever experienced. So I take the work very serious. I take the responsibility I have to lead this work in this city very serious. But it is challenging because I deal with a lot of adults, a whole lot of adults. And let me be honest with you, Marsha. What is it? Marche. Let me be honest with you. It is much harder to deal with adults than it is to deal with children. And because most times adults are set in their ways and the way they think and the way they believe things should happen. And so I come in with a perspective around supporting them so that they can support kids. And I say to them all the time, the way we go about supporting you is the exact same way we need you to go about supporting children. And so sometimes it's a little bit challenging to help adults see the way they need to go about doing the work with children. But it's always fun when I'm around people like yourself and all of these young people here because it motivates me, gives me energy. And I remember being your age and being in school. And I want to make sure you guys have a really good experience in school. So it's a lot of work, really challenging, but it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. I wake up every day excited to do this work.
Tell us some of the great things that are going on in our school district.
Oh, man. I mean, there's so many great things that have taken place. Right now, currently, our school board approved me spending $40 million to enhance the high school experience at all of our high schools. And so we're going to get some new football fields. We're going to get some new athletic equipment for our athletic programs. Your class is probably going to get more equipment for this program. So really excited to be able to enhance the experience for kids. Something that's pretty controversial that we've done that we get mixed reviews that I'm excited about because all the research shows that it helps is that we change start times, and you're experiencing that right now here at Capitol High. And some of the students here like it and some don't. But all of the data, all of the numbers tell us that changing the start times at this school have helped students. More students at Capitol High show up on time every day. More students come to school every day. More students are engaged in class and the grades are looking better. The enrollment has gone up here at Capitol High. And I pray and hope that in a couple of weeks we will see that as a result of some of the decisions we made, the performance has been better here at Capitol High. So I think that's really exciting. We changed bus routes for all of the students here. All of you here have a straight route. None of you have to go to transfer, I don't think. So I think those changes that we made and that we've been able to make have been significant in terms of providing a safer, healthier, and more engaging environment for students. So a lot of good changes. We closed some schools last year because children were in deplorable, horrible buildings. We moved kids into better facilities. I know some of the students, your classmates here, liked being at the old Capitol High, but that building is not in the best condition. And so I wanted to make sure we were able to put kids in better facilities with better resources so they could have better opportunities. We were able to give our teachers a $4,000 stipend this year. Really excited about that. And because of the changes we made, some of the cuts we made, some of the efficiencies that we've been able to reestablish, we're going to be able to give our teachers a raise in the spring. So I'm really excited about being able to give all of our staff, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, support staff, teachers, administrators. I'm excited about being able to give everyone a raise in the spring. So we're moving forward. We changed the way we are providing safety measures in our schools. So we have new weapons detector systems in our schools. So this time last year, we had found 7 guns on our campuses. Right now, we've found 0. I want to thank the students in East Baton Rouge Parish School System for not bringing any weapons to school. And yesterday I was here and I met with a group of juniors and seniors right here at Capitol High. And when we asked them did they feel safe at school, all of them, their hands went up. Everyone said we feel safe, we feel supported. So I feel really good about having had an opportunity to talk to students all over the city and learn what they need to feel safe, and then being able to deploy and implement those resources so y'all feel safe. So a lot of great things happening in our school system. Today, we're going to provide lunch for two schools, La Belle Aire and Bel Aire. And then, so I'm excited that the community is stepping up. Folks in the community are very supportive of what we're doing. We launched the band initiative where we're buying new band uniforms for every high school in the city. So a lot of great things are happening, and I'm super excited to be able to lead the work.
What are you passionate about?
I'm passionate about young people understanding they can do anything they want in this world with some hard work, determination, commitment, consistency, and then some endurance. So children need to know. I probably grew up a little bit more challenging than many people in this town. I had it really challenging. I had a strong mother who was a single mother who worked at night. So oftentimes we were at home by ourselves and we had to kind of look out for each other. My sister, my brother and I, we had to kind of look out for each other. And we didn't have a lot of money. And we were what most would call poor. We lived below the poverty line. We lived in supported housing. We lived in Mall City behind the mall, and we had food stamps and we got government assistance, and so we lived a really, really challenging experience. I grew up in the 1980s and early 90s during the crack epidemic, and so I saw a lot of crack in my neighborhood, people smoking crack and using crack and selling drugs. There was a lot of shooting, fighting, and killing in the neighborhood where I lived. I remember one day when I got off the bus, there were two guys, one was on one corner and another had a rifle on another corner. They were just shooting at each other. We had to take off running. So, a lot of challenges, but throughout all of that, if you had told me when I was in elementary, middle, or high school that one day I would grow up and become the superintendent of schools, I would have said no way. Because at that time, I just didn't believe those things were possible. But I had a mother who told me just continue to work hard, just continue to treat people right, just continue to have respect for yourself, just continue to be thankful for everything you have. So I grew up saying thank you. I grew up saying yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. I grew up respecting myself and respecting my elders. And as a result of those things, people poured into me, people supported me, people looked out for me, people helped to open doors, and I got other opportunities, and then here I am. So I want children, I'm really passionate about children understanding and knowing, just work hard, just be leaders. Think for yourself, believe in yourself, have some integrity, and things will work out exactly how you want them to. And in my case, things have worked out way better than I ever imagined they would. I've been able to travel the world and do things I never thought I would because of a good education and then good foundation, and then my mother instilling in me the right types of morals and help to develop a strong character, which I believe has put me on a path to being successful. Now, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes every day. I probably made about 20 of them this morning. But it's not the mistake, it's what you learn when you make them. And so I've learned a lot of good things.
What would you like for the people to know about Mr. Lamont Cole?
That I believe in the power of community. I believe the more we work together, the better off our outcomes can be for each other. I believe no matter where you come from, your race, your religion, sexual orientation, how you grow up, I believe we're more alike than we are unalike. And I think that if we just focus on the good instead of the negative, good things will come. I believe in praying. I believe in having fun. I believe in treating people well. I have all of these different quotes I live by. Treat me bad, I treat you good. Treat me good, I treat you better. I don't treat people how they treat me because I want and I need all my blessings. And so, I just try to live by certain sets of principles and standards that allow for me to be a good person. I believe people are good. I believe every single person in this class right now is a good individual. And I believe if we wait long enough, all of us can show each other how good we are. I don't look at people and think the worst. I look at people and think the best. And so I think because I do that, the energy I give people is positive. And so because I give off positive energy, I receive it back. I'm 52 years old. And at 52, I probably have done more in 52 years than the average person is going to do their entire life. And I still feel like I got a lot more to accomplish and a lot more to do. And I'm excited about the opportunity, but most importantly, I'm excited about the possibilities. So I believe by working together, we can create the best school system in America. I believe we can do that, and I believe that we're on our way to accomplishing that. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but every day, as day turns into night, we're going to get a little bit better. So the goal is to be better today than we were yesterday, and the goal is to get a little bit better every day until we've gotten to a point where we're the best there is. And so I believe we can do that.
You came on our show last year. How do you feel about the TV studio?
I think it looks amazing. I like all of the equipment I see, and I've been talking to your teacher about getting even more equipment, so I'm excited that we were able to approve that initiative. So we're going to buy more equipment. I like what you guys have done here and having addressed the way it looks. It looks really good in here, so I'm really proud.
Where do you see our school district in the next 5 to 10 years?
Oh man, in the next 5 years, we'll be one of the best in the state. And in the next 10 years, we'll be one of the best in the country. There's a national article that's getting ready to come out, and the article is going to be about the best run school systems in Louisiana, and they're going to talk about the East Baton Rouge Parish school system. Because we've done, since I've taken this position, we've done more in 1 year than a lot of school systems do in 4, 5, and 10 years, because it just takes a lot of time to get things done, or at least that's what people believe. I believe if it can be done eventually, it must be done immediately. And so anything that we eventually want to see happen for our students around early childhood education, workforce development, high school graduation, work, internships, anything that we can do eventually, we have to begin working on it immediately. So in 5 years, best in the state, 10 years, best in the country.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
Absolutely. I want to say to students, continue to be safe, continue to believe in yourself, continue to reach and think about love versus hate, continue to think about more effective and efficient ways to manage conflict, understand that there are a whole host of people out here who care about you, who love you and want to see you be successful. There are people who get up before the sun comes up in the morning, working hard to ensure and provide that you have a good education. And there are people who are still up working long after the sun sets every day to make sure that you guys are successful. So believe in you, because there's so many people out here who believe in you. I believe in you. I love you. I care about you and want to see the best for you, and know that the best can happen if you just give your best. And that's what it has to be about every day, giving your best. Your best may look different from your classmates, but give your best. And if you wake up every day and simply give your best, the best will come to you. The best will come to you. And so that is what I want people to know. And so that's what I'll leave you all with.
And once again, thank you, Superintendent Cole, for being on our show today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure, an honor, and a delight. And you did a fine job, Marche, fine job. Somebody got my pictures and stuff. They got me going. Okay, good deal.
We'll be right back after this break.
Did you know that peer pressure can make it difficult for individuals to develop a strong sense of self?
Did you also know that peer pressure can lead to academic distractions such as neglecting schoolwork, skipping class, or cheating, which could damage educational outcomes?
Peer pressure can cause a person to withdraw from family and friends.
Let's put an end to peer pressure.
Hey, welcome back. My name is Marche Haynes, and I'm a senior at Capitol High School, and today we have a special guest, Miss Tawana Harris. She's the Metro Councilwoman for District 7, and thank you so much for joining the show today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Pleasure to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Southwest Louisiana, a little town called Orneville. It's very small. We sit on Bayou Teche. We have alligators and raccoons that go by. But it's a really small, net little hometown, and I grew up there, graduated from there, and came this way because I attended Southern University, the Southern University, and I'm a proud graduate of the Southern University as well.
Tell us about your upbringing.
Well, I grew up in a single-parent home. My mom and dad divorced when I was very young. My mom was very hardworking. She's my hero, my inspiration. Went to Orneville Elementary, middle school, and high school. Graduated, small class of 26. We had 26 graduates in our class. Very close community, very close-knit community. Everyone knows everyone there. And our upbringing was very important to us because my mom instilled in us to always respect respect others, respect your elders, and to work hard and achieve whatever your heart desire in life. So I'm here as a council person, and my mom, I know she's very proud of me and looking down on me as well.
Who are some of your teachers that made an impact on you?
Oh my God, I had a second grade teacher named Miss McConnell. Oh, she was mean as I don't know what, but her meanness really was her display of love for us. She saw in us what we didn't see in ourselves. She believed in hard work. She believed in being on time. She believed in showing up and being accountable for your actions, for your behavior. And it was really a good growing up for me in her classroom. And there was another lady named Miss Prejean. Loved her. I had a very special English teacher my senior year of high school. Her name was Miss D'Artes, and she was a real sweetheart. She instilled in us knowing who you are and knowing that you had a purpose for being here and dreaming. And while you're dreaming, make certain that those dreams come true by working hard and being dedicated to whatever you set your mind to.
Why did you join politics?
Well, it's funny you ask about politics because about 15 years ago, between 12 and 15 years ago, I had the pleasure of working some local campaigns here. I would volunteer my time and service, and I got into politics because I'm passionate about certain issues, certain initiatives that not only concern me and my family, but a community. So I volunteered with those campaigns, gave back, and then I became part. I decided to join this organization called the Democrat Women of Baton Rouge. So got involved in that, and then as time went on, I joined President Obama re-election campaign, got involved with that, met some great people on the campaign trail, and just fell in love with it, stuck with it, and then here I am, Councilwoman for District 7.
What is
it wasn't written in the script now. I didn't write that part in the script, it just happened.
Okay. What is it like being a councilwoman of District 7?
Well, I have spent quite a bit of time here in District 7. I am former legislative assistant to former Mayor Pro Tem Lamont Cole. I was a legislative assistant for almost 10 years. So I knew the ins and outs of District 7, the good, the bad, the concerns and the needs of the constituent. And I spend lots of time here. Also, I'm the founder and executive director of the Butterfly Society, which is a domestic violence organization. So a lot of our clients come from this area. So boots on the ground, doing good work, hard work, and the opportunity presented itself, and here I am as councilwoman. It's working hard, being true to your constituents, being true to your platform and your agenda, and making certain that your constituents have a place at the table and that their voices are being heard. So I enjoy doing this.
What do you like most about it?
Connecting with community, connecting with our constituents, getting to know them, spending time with them, and also knowing what their concerns are and what their needs are, and going to bat for them, fighting for them. And sometimes you don't always get what you want, but if your constituents know that you're fighting hard for them whatever room you're in and whatever table you're sitting at, it's always important to keep them in mind, make certain that they always have a place at the table, even though they're not sitting there, but you're the representative for them. So you're sitting at the table, bringing their concerns to those who are listening. And making certain that we have programs and initiatives here in our district that our constituents can benefit from, because it's so important that we tackle crime, we tackle blight, there's a drainage problem, just all those issues that plague our district. But for them to know that you have someone fighting for them, a champion for them, is very important for them to know that.
What are some challenges that you face?
Well, as a councilwoman right now, the city of Baton Rouge as a whole is facing many challenges. We are right now have a Thrive proposal that's before us, and that proposal is to help balance our budget and to tackle some of the issues that I mentioned earlier that we're dealing with in the city, within the city of Baton Rouge. So, and also that we have a new city that is up and running now, St. George. So it's just trying to balance it all and make certain that Baton Rouge continues to thrive like it always has, making certain that we are able to still provide resources when it comes to maintaining our streets, maintaining our drainage system, also making certain that whatever it's needed, whatever our constituents are in need of, that we're still able to provide those needs for them. So it's a lot right now. We have a lot on our plate as council members. We're juggling a lot. We're trying to balance a lot. And we're doing it. We're doing it. And we need our constituents to know that it is very important for them to know that we hear them.
Yes, ma'am.
And we know that their needs are front and center for us. And my colleagues and I are fighting every day to make certain that their voices don't go unheard and that we are here at the table trying to do the best that we can to make it work for everyone in the city.
So tell us, what are you passionate about?
Oh, Lord. There's a whole laundry list, but I'm just going to keep it short. I am very passionate about fashion. I love fashion. Once upon a time, several years ago, I had a boutique in Baker. And then there was one in my hometown of Orneville. I love fashion. I just love it. I go to bed with it on my mind. I wake up with it on my mind. It's me. It's who I am. And then I'm passionate about serving. I believe in serving. I believe in giving back. I believe that if a community rallies around you in your time of needs, if a community has your back when you feel that you're lonely and you have no one to speak for you, stand for you, the community shows up for you and wrap their arms around you, it is your duty to give back to your community. It's so important to reach back and bring someone up with you. If you're sitting at the table, it's important that there's a seat at the table for someone else there with you. So it's all about giving back. It's all about serving, and it's always about never forgetting how you got to where you are. Because you didn't get there alone. Somebody helped you, or somebody's helped you along the way to get where you were going. So it's important to mentor someone. It's important to show up as a leader in your community. It's so important for you to know that it takes a village to make things happen around you. So never forget that. So I'm passionate about serving. I'm passionate about fashion, and I'm passionate about politics as well. I am. Makes a good gumbo. Serving, fashion, and politics. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. I think that goes well together.
What would you like the people to know about Miss Tawana Harris?
Miss Tawana Harris never meets a stranger. Never, never, never. My husband and son, when we out to dinner or shopping or just spending time together, it's like, can we go somewhere and you not know anyone? That's almost impossible. I love people. It's important to me that when I make connection with someone for the very first time, that I leave with them a very good impression. So the next time I run into them, it's all good, it's all well. I remember my boss, I used to work for this bank, financial institution some years ago, and she would always say to me, treat people the way you want to be treated. Yes. And it stayed with me. And that's what I do. I make it my business to treat people well when meeting them. I'm a hugger. I love hugging. From Southwest Louisiana, we love hugging on folks, so I'm a big hugger. I also am passionate about what I put my mind to and what I put my hands on. And domestic violence is something that I'm very passionate about. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I was a college student at the time when I experienced dating abuse. And by the grace of God, I was able to walk away from the situation because I had that village I spoke about earlier. So I am very passionate about domestic violence. I embody it. it's all about education, intervention, and prevention. And that's what we do as an organization, to just want to help to empower and save lives, because domestic violence and dating abuse is a crisis in our communities. So it's all about educating our community to know that you're not alone and there's a village here to support you. So that's a little bit about myself.
So what do you think about our new TV studio?
When I walked in, I was blown away. I said, oh my goodness, this is so phenomenal. And for a second, I saw you there and I said, man, she looks good behind that desk. So, and then at that moment, I said to myself, I can see her on ESPN, CNN, maybe start out at WBRZ, WAFB, NBC 33. You look really well behind this desk, and you're doing a phenomenal job, by the way.
You.
Yes.
So where do you see District 7 in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, we have an agenda that we have put together, my staff and I. And I also want to give a shout out to my staff. If it wasn't for my staff, I just don't know where I would be in this position. I have a staff that's very committed. They're very hard working. They're passionate about what we do. They're passionate about serving District 7. So I want to give a shout out to them. And it's so important because they make me who I am. Yes, so I want to thank them for it. But in the next 5 years, I see that blight will be tackled. As a matter of fact, the mayor's office has this new blight initiative where they are tackling blight like never before. So blight, I can see that crime is not going anywhere. It's not. I think what we have to do is, as a community, we have to rise up against crime. The police department, the sheriff's office can't do it by themselves. So constituents are going to have to take a stand and rise up in a way like never before and take our communities back. Many days we receive calls on many days where our constituents will call and say to us, I'm having a problem with some of my neighbors who are doing a lot of illegal activity, late night hours, drag racing, just a whole number of things that some of our elderly constituents are dealing with. So they will call and put in the complaint and want to remain anonymous, and I understand that because they are in fear. They are in fear of living in their homes because what's happening on both sides of them has never happened before. So it's important that we tackle crime and remember, crime is not going anywhere, but tackle it in a way we've never tackled it before. So it's blight, there's crime. We want economic development in our district as well. Possibly a grocery store in North Baton Rouge, but I know several of my colleagues are wanting that to happen in their district as well. So, and I want to mention, at our community center, we just opened a reading lab as well. So we're going to be offering reading and some tutoring as well. We're also going to be doing a chess club. So we would love to recruit some great students from Capital to be a part of our chess club. We have several clubs that we're going to be working on to incorporate into the community center. We also are hoping that we can get eSport with EBR School at our community center. The community center is a safe space. It's the heart of our district. And we want it to be a safe space, a space where kids can come and just be who they are, be themselves. And then while doing that, enjoying what we have to offer, whether it's joining a club, whether it's eSport, or whether it's coming and hanging out in our reading lab and need some tutoring. So we have some great stuff going there. And we're working on getting a podcast center there as well. So we got some good stuff brewing around the MLK Community Center. We just invite the district to come out and be a part of it.
Yes, ma'am. So tell us about the Butterfly Society. I would love to hear.
Yes, the Butterfly Society is a nonprofit domestic violence organization. We're in our 11th year. We celebrated 10 years last year. We have a great, great village. Our board, our volunteers, past board members, past volunteers make this organization what it is. I just happen to be one that's part of the team, but what we do as an organization, it's all about education, intervention, and prevention. We spend some time in EBR schools, you know, just having those healthy conversations with our young people about what a healthy relationship is, what dating abuse is, what are the warning signs, and how could you get involved? What can you do on your school campus to prevent dating abuse from happening? So we do that in the school system, and then we host a number of events inviting the community to come out and be a part of the healthy conversation and finding some solutions that we haven't thought of when we speak of dating abuse and domestic violence, because it's happening not only in our schools, but it's happening in our neighborhoods, it's happening in our homes, it's happening in our churches, it's even happening in our barbershops and hair salons. So the Butterfly Society, we do a whole lot. We assist with rental assistance, utility expense, funeral expense. We help with clothing and food, even a hotel stay. So we do a lot. And we have great partners in the field that we work closely with to be able to provide these resources and services that are so desperately needed to victims. So again, it takes a village to do what we're doing. So
I'm glad you got a village like the
yes,
village you got.
Thank you. It's so important to do this work because it's heavy work, if that makes sense. It's heavy work, and sometimes things don't work out for victims. We know that so many have lost their lives. So we want to be that safe haven for the families to know that you're not alone in this and that we're here to support you.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
Well, I'm so honored and blessed to be able to serve the constituents of District 7 because they could have chosen anyone else. And I don't take this position lightly. I don't take this opportunity lightly. I want the constituents to know that we're working hard to make things happen in our district. We're working very hard to change the dynamics of the district. And it's going to take all of us to do that. We can't do it alone. We need our constituents to stand with us, to work with us, to get District 7 to where we know it could be. Yes, and we can do this together. And we're committed to doing that work. Yes, and we're not going anywhere.
Well, thank you again, Ms. Harris, for joining the show today.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I want you to keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
You're doing an exceptional job.
Thank you.
And don't let anything get in the way of that. Continue to believe in yourself, believe in your passion, because you have a passion for this. You do. And this may seem small now, but you just never know where this can take you in the next 10, 15 years. So I'll be looking for you on CNN, ESPN, or doing your own show.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? And thank you so much for the opportunity, darling. It was a pleasure.
We'll be right back after this break.
Did you know mental health among high school students is a growing concern?
According to the CDC, 40% of high school students experience feelings of sadness and hopelessness.
In addition, 20% of high school students have considered attempted suicide.
Academic pressure and bullying create mental health challenges for many students.
Factors such as school culture can influence mental health.
If you're experiencing mental health issues, seek help from a professional.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Journey Taylor, and I'm here with our special guest, Mia Monet. She's the morning anchor and a reporter for Channel 2 TV station here in Baton Rouge. Ms. Monet, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, Journey.
Where are you from?
Born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, my whole life.
Tell us about your upbringing.
My upbringing, I was born up in the Uptown neighborhood of New Orleans. Uptown was always central home for me. So I kind of started out on the West Bank of New Orleans. I went to elementary school at Terrytown Elementary, but then Uptown was always central because that's where my whole family has always been. Me and my mom, we just lived on the West Bank for a while, but we went to church uptown. My great-grandparents' house was uptown. My great-aunt's home was uptown. So every Sunday I was going, spend the weekend uptown to go to church. And then I ended up going to school uptown as well. I started at Sophie B. Wright Middle School. which is Uptown. It sits right on the corner of St. Charles and Napoleon Avenue, right in the heart of Uptown New Orleans. I went there for middle school, and I also went there for high school. So that's a little bit about my upbringing, but Uptown has always been home for me.
What morals and values did your parents instill in you?
Morals and values that my parents instilled in me. My parents instilled the ability to be able to work for everything that you want. Be responsible, be respectful. That is something that was always instilled in me, because at the end of the day, every day that you walk out of the building, every day that you walk out of home, you are a representation of your family. You represent your mom, you represent your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever raised you up. That is who you represent, and you're showing the world what they are teaching you. So my parents always instilled those values in me, to work hard, to be respectful, to be responsible, to be honest, and to value the people and be nice and kind.
As a youth, what schools did you attend?
As a youth, like I said, as a youth, I went to Terrytown Elementary, and then I went to Sophie B. Wright Charter School from 6th grade all the way to 12th. And then if we're talking about schools for college, I went to Tuskegee University. I graduated high school in 2016, in the spring of 2016, and then I started at college in the fall of 2016, and I was at Tuskegee from 2016 until 2020, and I graduated college at the worst time to do anything successful in your life, the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. So it was a little disappointing my senior year of college when I basically went on the spring break that never ended. I was on spring break, and then we got an email that said we were going virtual for the remainder of the semester, and that's kind of how my senior year ended, on a virtual note.
Ms. Monet, tell us some of your best memories of high school and college.
Oh, my best memories of high school and college. Best memory of high school, if I had to think back, would probably be, obviously, I'll say it was homecoming queen. High school, I was voted homecoming queen in high school. That was probably like the highlight of senior year. That was the highlight of high school as all together. So that was a pretty cool moment, being voted in as homecoming queen. And then I was also voted in as student body vice president. One of my really close friends, we ran together. She ran for student body president, and she wanted me to be her vice president. So I ran, and we both won our elections, and we both served as president and vice president for our senior year. And then I was Miss Sophie B. Wright Charter School for my senior year as well. And as far as college memories, oh geez Louise, I have so many. I could go back to freshman year when I did the freshman dorm step show, or I could go to when I did Stroll Like an Alpha, which is like a step competition, both of those. You do, at Tuskegee, you do the freshman dorm step show in the fall. Like as soon as you come in, like a week after starting school, they have they put out the little paper if you want to step for your dorm, and all the freshman dorms have a team, and you sign up and you represent your dorm. I signed up. Now, funny thing is I actually quit. I quit like a week before the show, because I remember that was probably one of the low moments. I wish I would not have quit, but it also taught me to keep pushing, because I quit. I had been going to practice for about 2.5, 3 months. And then one day I got really frustrated because I couldn't learn this one step that everybody else was getting. And then I just got frustrated and I walked out of practice and I quit. And I honestly wish I wouldn't have, because once I was at the show and I was sitting in the audience just watching my team, who I'd been practicing with and spending all of my days and nights with for the last 2.5 months, like reap the benefits of the practice and reap the benefits of all our hard work. And I wasn't out there on the court with them performing in front of everybody. That was a really sad moment, but it was still a highlight because I was able to watch them. And then Stroll Like an Alpha was in the spring semester of freshman year, and that was a lot of fun. I stuck it out that time because I remember quitting the freshman dorm step show in the fall, and I said, I'm not quitting this time. And it got really tough and it got really hard, but I figured it out. I made it through all those steps, and then my team took home first place. So that was a highlight of college. And then another highlight of college, I guess, would just be my friends. All of the friends who I made in college, I made so many amazing friendships. The friendships that I made in college are the friendships that I will cherish for the rest of my life. Even in high school, yes, I do have friends from high school, but those friends in college, things were just different. And I was 5.5 hours away from home, and you really change, you mold. College changes who you are because you have to really go off of a level of independence and be away from your parents. And you are doing that with other people. And you are learning about independence with other people, with your peers. And those friends who I went through so much stuff with in my 4 years, they are definitely like my core group of friends. And then I guess another highlight from college would be, I would say when I was crowned Miss Purple and Gold for the Lambda Epsilon chapter of Omega Psi Phi. My junior year, I went out for the Miss Omega Psi Phi pageant. I placed, it was like 12 girls. I placed third, so that made me, I was able to make the court, and I was Miss Purple and Gold. So that was a really cool and fun experience that I spent on court that year with them.
Who were some of your teachers that made an impact on you?
One teacher that made the biggest impact on my life, and she's still in my life to this very day, Miss Dana Anderson. Miss Dana Anderson, and I would also say Miss Abril Horn, they were really big and impactful. But Miss Dana Anderson, she is definitely like family. She's more like a second mom to me. She actually started teaching me. She taught me when I was in 6th grade. She taught me English in the 6th grade. And then I was on the majorette team when I was in middle school and high school as well. And 7th grade year, she became the majorette team sponsor. So she was the teacher in charge of the majorette team. And when I tell you we got so close, she became like a second mom to me. And my mom, she was such an interactive mom, especially like because her job was right up the street. My mom worked at Touro Hospital, which is right up the street from my high school. So after my mom got off work, she would drive right on down the street and she would watch me practice. And her and Miss Anderson started having conversations just, you know, while I would be practicing. And they got really, really close. And next thing you know, I'm either riding home with Miss Anderson after practice, she's dropping me off, and then her kids are coming. I'm babysitting her kids, and then I'm going to spend time at her house. She started doing my hair because Miss Anderson knows how to do hair. She started doing my hair throughout high school. We got really, really close to the point where her son, he ended up following me to Tuskegee because her son is a year younger than me. DJ, he's 1 year younger than me, and we did our college tours together. So my senior year of high school, my mom and Miss Anderson, they took me and they took DJ, her son, on college tours. And one of the tours that we went on was Tuskegee University. And I fell in love with the campus, and DJ was swearing to God he didn't want to be anything like me. He was like, I'm not going to Tuskegee. I'm going to go to FAMU. I don't want to be by Mia. And guess where he went, Journey? He went to Tuskegee. The very next year, after I had been there a full year, he was watching all my stories on Snapchat, and he saw how much fun I was having at Tuskegee, and he wanted to be just like me, so he followed me to Tuskegee University. But that relationship is so important to me to this very day. Her daughter is like my little sister. Her son is like my brother, and that all started when she was just my teacher in the 6th grade, and it's still very strong to this very day.
Why did you decide to get into television?
It wasn't really about television for me. I think it was more so about the ability to tell stories. I wanted to be a journalist who told stories and who made an impact. And I watched as Sally Ann Robertson, she is one of the most legendary Black anchor morning news women to grace New Orleans TV back when I was coming up. As a little girl, every single morning, me and my mom would watch morning news, and we would watch Channel 4 WWL, and I absolutely loved Sally Ann. I loved the stories that she told. I loved the impact that she had on our community, and I wanted to be just like her when I grew up. I wanted to be able to tell the stories of the community. I wanted to be able to have that impact in the community to where I really truly made a difference, and this is how I wanted to do it, and I'm thanking God every day that I get to live that out.
What's it like being a news anchor?
What is it like being a news anchor? I love my job. I love what I do every single day. I love being able to go out in public and people see me, and then they feed into me. They fuel me, and it makes me so happy when I see people and they tell me that they love the story that I did, or they love what I did when I was over here reporting, or they love what I did when I was over there reporting, or I inspired them to want to go here. I inspired them to want to go to this place, and it's all because they saw me do it. And so I think that's one of the coolest things, being able to, like I said, have an impact in the community. But being a journalist and being on TV, I absolutely love that impact that I get to have every single day.
Are you ever nervous when you're on the air?
Am I? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't get nervous. I definitely get nervous. It just depends on what's happening. It depends on what type of day it is, how I'm feeling. I don't get nervous every single day. But I do get nervous depending on how big of a deal it is. Like if I have to interview the mayor, I'm probably going to be a little nervous about that one, you know? But it really definitely depends on what the story is, how impactful the story is. I remember I used to get nervous a lot when I first started out back in 2021. I used to always get nervous, but I don't get nervous nearly as much as I used to now. I get nervous every once in a while, but not nearly as much as I used to.
What are your favorite stories you like to cover?
My favorite stories that I like to cover, ooh, that's a difficult one. I like to cover a wide range of stories. I like to cover stories that help impact the community. My favorite stories, I guess you could say, to cover are any story where I'm able to go into the community and showcase something absolutely beautiful. Any story where I'm able to come into the community and really get to know people and make an impact like that. Like, I did a story at CTEC about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago at the EBR CTEC school. And I had the chance to go and meet with the culinary students at CTEC. They are cooking some amazing dishes, and those kids are really learning how to cook. And it's beautiful to witness it because some of them, they really have a passion for it. So I loved being able to tell their story and to be able to go meet them and meet people like you and all the people in your class.
What do you like most about being a reporter?
What do I like most about being a reporter? I like that my job is not a desk job. I don't like the idea of staying indoors all day. It boxes me in and makes me feel bored. I need to move. I need to go out and see stuff. It's always funny because when people see me out in public, sometimes they say, girl, you be everywhere. I do. 1 minute I'm in Prairieville, 1 minute I'm in, like 20, 30 minutes later, I'll be somewhere in Zachary. 1 minute I'm in New Orleans, and then the next minute they'll have me somewhere in Livingston covering something, and I'll do this all in one day. But I love it. I love being able to travel, and I mean, I guess you could call that traveling. I love being able to like go through the community, you know, and be so many different places and see so much in such a short amount of time. Like, on Monday, I'm probably going to get to go to New Orleans to cover Bayou Classic, you know? And I think that is so cool to be able to do that. And then later on that day, I'm going to be on the news desk anchoring the noon hour. So I like the versatility of being able to travel throughout the region.
What are some of the challenges of your job?
Some of the challenges of the job, how difficult some of the stories can be to tell. Some of the stories that we have to tell are very difficult and hard because they're so emotional. And I think some of the really hard stories, especially when it involves the death of someone, whether it's an elderly person, whether it is a child, it is always very hard to tell, especially when you go out and you meet the family, or if you're on the scene of something. That is one of the most difficult moments because in that moment I am sitting there and I am witnessing one of the toughest days that a family will ever have to go through. I am witnessing a moment that they will never forget. If it is them finding out that their loved one has passed on, especially if it is about a tragedy, that is probably one of the hardest things about the job. And when you have those situations, there are ways that you have to go about being respectful, especially because you have to remember that this is the toughest day of someone's life. And I've been on scenes before where I've watched as a mother found out that she lost her child. I've been on scenes where I have watched as a grandmother consoled her grandson as he looked at his baby boy no longer with him. And that is probably the toughest thing, having to be there and witness that. And those moments are not easy. And you have to remind yourself that you have to step away. Because sometimes with this job, you do need a mental break from all of those tough situations that you're constantly being thrown into.
What are you passionate about?
What am I passionate about? I mean, I think the best thing to say is the community. I'm passionate about the community. I'm passionate about telling stories. I'm passionate about meeting people and being an inspiration. I love this quote. I don't know who said it. I know I wasn't the first person to say it. I aspire to inspire. And I mean that. I aspire to inspire the next generation like you, Journey. I aspire to be an example that people can look up to. And I am so passionate about doing that because that is something that I'm so big on. And I'm so thankful that I had role models and mentors who I was able to look up to aspire to do what I do now.
What would you like people to know about Mia Monet?
What would I like people to know about Mia Monet? I don't know, Journey, that's a difficult one. There's so much. I mean, I'm just a fun person. I'm a fun person. I'm a cool person. I think people get that though, but I don't know, some people don't. I'm human, you know? I think that is something difficult too, that I think should be pressed more. People see us on TV and they see us so polished and sitting up straight and they see our hair done and our makeup done. And then the moment that we make a mistake, it's like, you know, but you have to remember that we are all human. I am also human. I make mistakes. And I hope that I am given grace when I make those mistakes.
What do you think about our TV studio?
Oh, I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. Y'all are amazing. I want to come and help. I want to start coming here weekly. I love what y'all are doing here. This is absolutely beautiful.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Oh, that's a difficult one. Why'd you ask me that? In the next 5 to 10 years, I mean, that's always such a difficult question because it could change. And I remember, here's the funny thing. I remember probably being your age or younger, maybe in 7th grade, I thought I would be married by 25 and have kids. That didn't happen. But I'm also not mad that that didn't happen either. I think that it's all in God's timing. Where do I see myself in 5 years? I see myself having grown more in this career field. I see myself doing bigger and better things than what I'm already doing now, and I am doing absolutely amazing things. So I pray that God keeps blessing me with the opportunities to keep doing what I love to do every day.
What advice would you give young ones who are interested in becoming a news reporter?
Advice that I would give young ones who are interested, I would tell you guys to start as early as possible. Like right now, 6th graders, 7th graders, y'all have these smartphones. And when I was coming up, we had smartphones too, but they were not as advanced, right? They were not nearly as advanced as they are now, and y'all have access to this. So my advice would definitely be to start as young as possible with just like what most people in this generation are already doing. Record yourself. If you want to be a journalist, start recording yourself telling people stories, right? So if you see something happening, pull out your phone and then make sure that you are trying to present yourself in a respectful manner and start telling the story. Like if you're out at Walmart and you see police on the scene at Walmart and they're evacuating the store, that's a prime time for you to pull out your phone and be a reporter. Ask mom, let me stop. Can we get somewhere safe really quickly? Pull out your phone and then tell your phone what's happening, or tell Instagram what is going on. Pull out your phone and just go, hey guys, so I'm over here at Walmart right now. I'm with my mom. We were grocery shopping, and then look what we saw. We saw police officers pulling up and evacuating the store. We don't know what's going on, but I'm going to see if I can talk to one of the police officers who can hopefully tell me, and I'll let you guys know and update you about what's going on at the Walmart over here on College Drive.
Ms. Monet, is there anything else you would like to add?
I would like to say keep striving, Journey. You're doing an amazing job, and you did an awesome job interviewing me today.
Thank you. Well, thank you for being on our show today again, and it was nice meeting you.
It was a pleasure to meet you too.
We'll be back after this break.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dewanski Moses, and I'm the 7th grade dean here at Capitol High School, and you're watching In the Den Show on Lines TV.
Did you know that almost 20% of students in grades 6 through 12 experience bullying?
Bullying is linked to many negative outcomes, including impact on mental health, substance use, and suicide.
Being bullied can severely affect someone's self-image, social interactions, and school performances, and can also lead to mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, and drug use. Let's put an end to bullying. Thank you for watching our show. We hope that you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more upcoming shows in the future. Have a great day.